Hi, this is Ian from EssentialTennis.com, and this is video 2 in a series of 3 in which I'm focusing in on tennis elbow and showing you exactly how you can rehabilitate it. If you haven't seen video 1 already, you must watch that first. It's very important. I'm joined, just like in this video, by Ryan Stevens, a professional athletic trainer. And in that video, we showed you a bunch of stretching exercises that you need to start with before you start to strengthen that area of your body again. And that's what we're going to be focusing on in today's video. We're going to show you a wide range of strengthening exercises that you can use to start fully rehabilitating that part of your body. If people at home are trying to rehabilitate their tennis elbow, at what point should they be going from stretching to then starting to try to strengthen the area?
At the point where the pain allows. If you're doing the exercise that we're showing here and it's causing sharp pain and more discomfort, it's not a good idea to be doing that if it doesn't go away after a few reps of getting used to it. In that case, you want to maybe give it some more time, or if you've given it time and you've taken the basic at-home steps, then you want to make sure you're getting it evaluated. If you're doing it and it does not cause additional discomfort, then by all means you can definitely start after maybe the first 2 to 3 days of the initial inflammation. When it comes on, start doing some of these with a light weight, see how it feels, and if it feels fine, then definitely you can continue to work on these exercises.
But eventually the end goal to fully rehabilitate something like that would be to strengthen, correct?
Definitely. Strengthen. Make sure that you're working with either a tennis professional or an exercise professional on your technique and your mechanics, and making sure that there's no other hidden weaknesses that are contributing to your elbow taking more stress, whether it be in the shoulder or the core. If you address those things, then you're definitely going to be addressing the problem, and in that case, yes, strengthening the forearm, very importantly, strengthening the grip muscles is a very good thing to do.
All right, great.
Okay, first thing we're going to demonstrate are the 6-way wrist exercises. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is wrist flexion, which is important for the muscles of gripping and following through with your swing. So all you're going to do is palm up, and you're just going to let the dumbbell roll into your fingertips a little bit, and then curl it up into the palm and flex up. All the motion is occurring at the wrist, the elbow is still, all right? And you're working your wrist flexor muscles with this exercise. Okay, with this exercise, as long as you're not having pain, this is not something where you want to go really heavy, you want to go high rep, because tennis is an endurance sport, you're hitting a lot of balls. So, right now Mike is using a 5-pound weight, maybe he's going to knock out 20 to 30 reps in this set to get a good burn in his forearm and get some good forearm endurance going with that. Okay. After that, we're going to turn around and go to the other side. Okay.
Oh, by the way, so the curls he was just doing, would that be more for the tennis elbow sufferers where it's on the bottom, or more towards the top?
More so on the inside and the bottom of their forearm. This next one is going to be more for the outside and the top of the forearm as well. We're going to switch, Mike, to a heavier weight. This is 10 pounds, and we're going to work on some eccentric exercises with this. Because of the nature of tennis, and the same thing with throwing athletes as well, the deceleration component of your follow-through places a lot of stress on the rotator cuff and the outside muscles of the elbow and the forearm. So you want to train it that way. When you're doing eccentrics, you're not going to do a high amount of repetitions. You're going to do a heavier weight, but maybe 5 to 10 reps at a set, because the stress is a little more to the muscle. So what Mike is going to do here is he's going to use his right hand to help to guide the muscle with the extension, and then he's going to let go and slowly lower it down to the bottom of his range. Okay, he's going to lift it up again, so he's going to help it, assisting coming up, and then he's doing a negative exercise for his wrist extensors on the way down, lowering it slowly. Okay, this is one that may cause more soreness and more discomfort, so it is definitely something where you don't want to do a ton of them right away, or something real heavy. Start light, and once you get your body used to this type of exercise, then you can definitely work it a little harder, as long as you don't have any underlying condition or pain going on.
And once again, this is more for the top, correct?
Exactly, the top and the outer aspect of the elbow. A lot of times they have those straps that maybe many tennis players will wear for the pain. This works the muscle that strap is supposed to help to support.
Okay.
So this definitely is very effective at improving the strength on the upper part and the outside of your elbow.
Okay.
Okay. So we got up and down this direction. Next thing we're going to do is called radial and ulnar deviation. All right. You can use a hammer with this. You could use the tennis racket. All right. But instead of going here and here, now we're going up and down.
Okay.
Strengthening the muscles on the outside and the inside, anatomically speaking, of the forearm.
So we're making sure to get everything all the way around.
Exactly. This, again, is more of a lighter weight, higher repetition exercise. You can also take a dumbbell. If a dumbbell is small enough, you can grip the end of it and hold it like that. But we're going to just demonstrate for purposes today with a hammer because you can see the best way of working the exercise. Okay, all Mike is going to do is all the motion again comes from the wrist, and he's just going to pull the hammer up toward his forearm and back down. With the weight of the hammer being on this end, he's placing the muscle stress here on the top side and outside of his forearm. You want your hand in the neutral position, just like Mike is. All right.
So would this literally be enough weight for somebody like Mike to go through this?
This is, again, a high rep exercise, so
Okay.
30 reps, you should feel fatigue
Okay.
with that. You're really focusing on the squeeze, and if 30 reps is easy, then you can make it more challenging.
Okay.
All right, but again, you want to start low, and if you've shown the ability for your body to handle that load at a low weight, then you progressively work your way up.
Okay.
Okay, and then the opposite of this would be to switch the hammer around so that the weight is on the back side. Okay, and from the back side of the elbow, you're contracting the back aspect of the forearm with your ulnar deviating muscles to strengthen them as well. Same thing, high repetition, all right, getting some good activation of the muscles there on the back side of the forearm. And again, progressing your weights with this as well. If you're using a hammer, maybe wrapping something around to make it a little heavier, 1 to 2 pounds at a time. You don't want to go from 5 pounds to 10 to 15. You want to maybe start with like 1 to 2 pounds and then go to 3 and then 4, a slower progression like that, because again, you're working endurance here. You're not trying to move something very heavy because you don't want to slow that muscle firing down. You're not swinging a 10-pound racket playing a game. You need endurance and grip strength. So this is going to help to complement that.
Okay.
All right, and then the last one is bringing in the rotational component of it. All right, so you could be done using a hammer, which we'll demonstrate, but then also show you with the dumbbell. All right, all you're going to do with this is you're going to rest your forearm somewhere comfortable, and the farther the weight away is from the axis of rotation, of course, the heavier, more resistance is going to be. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's two aspects of this. Okay, there is pronation, which is when it's coming inward, and supination, which is coming outward. It's important that when you're working this direction here, again, you want to work that in a negative way, an eccentric way, the way we did with the wrist extension exercise, because you get that turnover as you're following through with your swing.
Okay.
So one way you can do that is from this position. Mike's going to use his right hand to apply a little negative resistance on the way down, self-resisting so that there's a smooth motion, but he has that resistance. Once he gets to round neutral, then he's just going to bring it up and then repeat that exercise as well. And that'll give that eccentric control. And again, with this, 5 to 10 reps, because it's working harder to slow it down, you don't want to overdo with the reps. This can, if done too high of a volume, can actually bring on tennis elbow type symptoms, because not that it would be injuring anything, but it would bring on inflammation, and because the muscle would be really overworked.
And again, we're focusing on more resistance and lower reps in this direction because of the decelerating properties of a tennis swing.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Exactly. The other direction would be starting position here with the weight end, and this is something where you could probably go a little heavier, and basically going from here to neutral. So now you're not working the slowdown, you're working the acceleration part, going from supination into neutral to get the muscles more so on the inside of the forearm and the underside.
Okay.
All right, and this is one where you could use a hammer, you could use a dumbbell, in this case like this, grip the end of the dumbbell there, rotating it up that way as well, to really get that rotational strength on the inside of your wrist.
Okay. So these are all exercises you would actually use to help rehabilitate somebody with tennis elbow?
Definitely. These are all part, once you manage the initial inflammation of the condition and you start that road to recovery, these are all things that you will see being done in physical therapy clinics. And they're also great maintenance exercises you can do if you're not injured to avoid to decrease the risk. You can never completely avoid injury, but to decrease the risk of something happening.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that these 2 videos have already been a huge help to you, but please don't miss video number 3. I'm going to put a link somewhere right around this page as soon as it's available, and Ryan and I are going to continue on from here and show you some additional strengthening exercises that you can do at home. In fact, they utilize some household items like rubber bands and even rice to help you continue strengthening that part of your body so that that tennis elbow doesn't come back ever again. That's the whole idea and the whole purpose behind strengthening that part of your body once you have seen some improvement and it starts to get better. Because the stronger it gets, the more insulated it's going to be to further injury in the future. So make sure you check out video 3. If you've enjoyed these 2 videos, please click like down below. And also let me know what other types of injuries you'd like to see videos about with Ryan. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. I'll be talking to you again very soon. Want to serve more like the pros? Find out how as I compare Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic in my free 5-video course. Get it now at freeservecourse.com. That's freeservecourse.com.